Hello everybody and welcome to MLE Esports Season 10 Playoffs. We're here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to watch the Aviators versus the Foxes. For those of you keeping track in chat, you know what happened. We're not going to keep going over it. But now we're going to be watching the Eclipse versus the Knights. I'm the Killseek and I'm joined by Mobags. Mobags, how are you, my dude?
I am doing well, and I think that we are in for quite the match between the Eclipse and the Knights. We have Vitali and Motions on the side of the Eclipse. Vitali, the higher rated player, he is a 19 salary with a 5.3 MVPR, and he is looking to get his team into the next round. But on the other side, we have Prosperity 2K and Jay with a massive 7.2 MVPR, good for first in PL. So he is definitely going to be getting in the way of Vitali, and I have a feeling that this game could go, or rather this series could go all 5 games.
Yeah, I definitely have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be arguably one of the best series we see of the night. Definitely, most likely one of the best series of playoffs. Now, it's worth saying that when most people think of Rocket League, they don't really think of rivalries too much. Now, if that is you, if that's how you think, you're wrong. This is going to shatter every thought you have on the matter. Now, this is a team where they fought against each other in the wildcard round last season as well, and the Eclipse came out and defeated the Knights 3-1. Now, the Knights, they're going to be back. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be raring to go to get that revenge on them. This isn't just a one-game wildcard round. This is an absolute battle of titans. Now, the last time these teams fought off, Eclipse won in the regular season 3-2, but that featured only 10 goals for each team. And it's worth noting that only 50% of the teams played. That was Prosperity for, I believe it was Eclipse, if I'm not mistaken. And then we had on the for Knights, sorry, that was Prosperity. And then for Eclipse, we had Motion playing. Now, we've just spoken about Vitaly and Jay being two of the key components to the teams, and neither played in that first matchup, so it's going to be difficult to say who should be coming out on top. But Mobags, if you had to pick, if you really had to pick a winner out of this game, who do you think you would say is going to be going through?
I would say the Eclipse, and they are starting off strong here in this game. The Eclipse have had the better of the series over the last couple of opportunities they've had to take down the Knights, and they are looking to continue that here now.
Yeah, and the early start and the early pressure, like you say, coming the way of the Eclipse, but the Knights now the pinch going towards the Eclipse defense, really not where they want it, but Vitaly with an easy clear, an absolute boomer. Prosperity taking control, and it's going to be a 1v1. He's going to have the opportunity, but a good block from Motion coming in early, and now it's going to be Vitality going onto the counter attack, just trying to bait out Prosperity. Does so perfectly. Infield pass to Motion. Motion not quite ready for it. Looking for the double touch, able to get it, but Jay is going to get a good pass out into Prosperity. Prosperity, not the greatest of touches, going to allow Vitality to take control of this ball. Flicks it over one instead. Opts for the 50 with Emotion now needing to beat out one. Does so, and it's going to be a 2-on-1, but Vitaly just wasting possession a little bit, but that's dangerous across his own goal coming from Jay as Prosperity flicks one and now has the infield opportunity to Jay. Might look for the pass instead, looking to bait out the defense. That goes perfectly, and Jay might be able to open up the scoring, but a phenomenal save coming through, and now the counter-attacking play is presenting opportunities as Vitaly goes for the top corners, and now it's going to be the counter-attack going the way of the Knights as the Knights open up the scoring with 1-0.
Yeah, I was not sure who was going to score there. We had the Eclipse with an opportunity. We had the Knights with an opportunity. And ultimately, the Knights open up the scoring. They have a 1-0 lead over the Eclipse. They are looking to finish this grudge match out in their favor.
Yeah, and it comes straight from the opposite player to the one we thought it would be. We thought that it would be Jay that we would see really piling on that pressure, and instead Prosperity comes along and says, hey, no, hold up. I'm still the name in here. I can rival Jay to take that top spot that you all think I maybe don't quite deserve, but that is uncharacteristic because Vitaly is gifted with a goal, but I can't really say he was the one who scored it. Can you, Mobags?
I would not say that in any way, shape, or form. That is unfortunate for the Knights. They had the lead, and then it went away. No one really knows what happened there.
Absolutely nobody, and you're going to feel a little bit hard done by if you're the Knights right now. But good block from Prosperity, just taking away a little bit of the pressure. Vitaly's going to have the opportunity to shoot, looks for that top upper echelons of the goal, but Jay is there to stop it. Doesn't manage to get the second touch. It doesn't matter. Prosperity's going to be taken out, has the 100 boost to play with, looks to flick it infield, but no Jay to be found. No Jay, no way. And Vitaly now looking to transition upfield as he looks to get it towards goal. Prosperity is going to make a dangerous touch. Jay needs to get back, but instead pops straight over towards the top of the goal. Vitaly is there looking to drop it down, but Jay with the save. Still looking to carry on this play. Prosperity leading it out. Picks up the 100 boost pad on the side. Not much boost coming the way of Jay, though, as Prosperity looks to try and keep this play alive. Vitaly missing, but we see Motion coming straight through to clear up that play. And with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left, this game is all to play for. They're trading punches right now.
Yeah, no team really getting a full advantage on offense one way or the other, so this is definitely a scrum in the midfield. We've seen some plays go over the heads of others, but then the other player is there to recover, and we've seen that on both sides throughout this game. So this is going to be awesome as Vitaly is going to put that one in motions with the bump on the goal line, is going to sure up that goal for him.
Yeah, and Motion, I'm not even sure Motion actually got the bump, but rather just put himself in the way, was basically the brick wall in the play and allows Eclipse to get that second goal. But Motion, even though had no touch on that ball whatsoever, still absolutely crucial, absolutely pivotal to that second goal. And early on, it's looking like Eclipse might be able to get another. There's a great pass coming through from Vitaly, and Motion making no mistakes.
Yeah, and Motion says, hey, Vitaly, I gave you that goal. Can you give me one? He reciprocates, and Motions puts them up 2. That is insurance for the Eclipse.
That is, and that 2-goal buffer makes all the difference in a game, especially in the first game. But a good flick from Jay, and Jay is saying, hold up a second. You might have got 2 in quick succession, but we're about to come back to bite you on the ankles. And Jay, perfect bit of patience and just flicking it over Vitaly. Vitaly standing no chance.
Yeah, Jay isn't the top player in PL for no reason. He puts that one in, and they are now within 1.
They are, and this is incredible play from both teams to start off. They're both playing well, but a bad 50 going the way of the Knights. And Eclipse with a misplay. Motion, not sure what he's doing, tripped himself up on the defense there, had the opportunity to get the clear, misses the jump, and Prosperity an easy pass through to Jay, and Jay tying up the game.
Yeah, you'd like to see Motion getting that clear, but just jumping a little bit off kilter, not able to make the clear. But hey, we've got a tie game. Just over a minute left to play. Let us see who is going to come out on top.
And that is a difficult play with Motion having 0 boost. Needs to be able to get back here. Gets the backflip. Still 0 boost, though. Trying to transition it out. And this is going to be problematic if you can't get back. But Prosperity dropping it straight into the path of Vitaly, who's going to be able to close out that goal and increases the lead by 1 again.
Yeah, it feels bad for Prosperity here. That is not the touch he wanted. Straight to Vitaly, straight into the goal, right over his head. Eclipse back on top.
And this is just going backwards and forwards and forwards and backwards at this point. Neither team doing too much on the defense, I think it's worth saying. But on the offense, they're just absolutely clinical, making every opportunity count, every shot matter. But with Vitaly's jump there, might be able to get a good opportunity to get another goal. Is looking for the bump, looking for the demo onto Jay. Jay still managing to keep control, but it's a good infield pass. Vitaly is going to look to take this. Motion able to get the 5th goal in the first game, and my word, this is turning into a match.
Yeah, Vitaly made that play happen by pressuring the Knights player on their back wall. They didn't get a good clear, they didn't get a good touch, and that was set up perfectly by the Eclipse. They now have insurance once again in this game. Let's see if the Knights can re-get this tie game. Re-get, not really words.
No, re-get, but that just shows the level of intensity that this match is providing. Even we can't always find the right words at the moment, as Motion now looking to take it out, trying to get it into that midfield, trying to cause an issue for Jay, and it's Vitaly that's looking for the double touch, might be able to find it, but instead Prosperity's there to clear. And as the game closes to its end, even with 5 seconds left, even if Prosperity can get the goal there, it's not going to be enough, as we see the Eclipse team closing out game number 1.
Yeah, the Eclipse looking a little bit shaky. They had the lead right with less than a minute or just over a minute left. The Knights came all the way back, tied the game back up, but the Eclipse found the couple of goals that they needed to get ahead, and now the Knights look to rebound in this second game. What is it that you think that they need to do if they're going to rebound and get this game, or rather series, tied up?
I think at this point, if you're Eclipse, you've got to be taking a look at yourself. You've got to take a step back and say, okay, we need to keep playing exactly how we're playing, because they are making not many mistakes. The defense is lacking ever so slightly, which is why they conceded the 3 goals. If you're the Knights, however, you have to be taking a look at your rotations, because so many times the Eclipse just caught them off guard ever so slightly. The Eclipse's goals, they weren't phenomenal, they weren't fantastic. For the most part, it was Rocket League stripped down to its bare basics and done and perfected. And that is what the Knights now need to turn around and do. They need to say, hold on a second, you guys are beating us through sheer class at the moment. We can match that. We need to match that, and we will match that. And I think going forward, I don't think we're going to see the Knights conceding 5 goals again.
No, 5 goals seems like quite a bit. We should be seeing more defense from both of these teams. Hopefully the Knights will be able to have just the slight edge when it comes to that so that they can tie this series back up. Let us see what they do.
Definitely, and with the start of game number 2, we're still seeing Eclipse putting on that same amount of pressure as Jay pops it over to the sidewall, looking to follow that one up, does so, and gonna open up the scoring early with a great touch after a great self-pass off the sidewall.
Yeah, I think the Knights opened the scoring for us last match, and they are following in their footsteps. Jay slotting that one in right off the kickoff. That is a great goal for the Knights. They're up 1-0.
Absolutely great goal, and they're going to look to carry on this momentum, but I think the thing that they need to be careful of now is just not making too much of rushed decisions. But like that, Jay, my word, calm down, my man.
Yeah, Jay, just by pure force of will, gets this ball in. I didn't think that was getting past Vitali, but Jay found the angle anyway. They are up 2-0.
And Jay at this point in time said, okay, I didn't start off the strongest last game. That was Prosperity. Now we're going to show you what the real Knights are capable of. And he's going to look to recover off of this one as well. But Motion just popping it over to the side is going to look to follow that one up. Jay catching the 100 boost pad in the middle. Prosperity with the flick over. Might look to follow this instead. Leaves it to Jay. Jay looking to get the recovery. Might look to challenge Vitali. Instead gets the demo that takes a man out. But Prosperity not quite anticipating the, shall we say, the bounce off of the side, the bottom corner of it. And Prosperity now allowed just to take this out, looking to flick it over. Motion gets it past one. Motion now turning back around to challenge, and it's a good challenge at that. Vitali now has the opportunity to get the shot on, but Jay is there, and the demo comes through from Prosperity as the opportunity now goes the way of the Knights. And this really feels like game number 1. The chances were created, but hopefully the Knights can keep it going this time.
Yeah, it looks like the Knights are definitely in good form right now, and especially Jay. You asked for him to calm down. He is doing the opposite. He is getting demos, he is getting shots, and he is making plays to make sure that the Eclipse have no even chances to get shots onto the goal right now.
That's so true, and as Prosperity looks to get that backflip pass back into the midfield for Jay, it's not able to be found on the contact, and now Vitali taken completely out of the play. Motion might look downfield to catch him, but Prosperity with a great block, and is going to look to take this, and this is a slow transition out as Jay just comes to help him out ever so slightly. Vitali probably won't be able to make the touch on this one. It's a good 50 from Jay, but Prosperity a little bit slow, should we say, to chase that one and to actually go and get it back. Vitali might look infield, might also fake it as well. Tries to leave it as late as possible to bait Jay in, and Motion, not the greatest touch, allows Jay to get the 50 off of his roof. Jay looking to take this off of the sidewall now, wants to put it past Vitali, gets it past one, but it's straight into the path of Motion and off to the side, going for the big shiny, big old boost pad is Prosperity, and the goal is left open.
Yeah, and the Eclipse with their first shot in the game. We are 2 minutes and 11 seconds in. That's their first shot, and it's their first goal.
Yeah, and that's credited from, shall we say, a questionable decision on Prosperity's half. You definitely don't want to be risking going for the 100 boost pad when you haven't really got too much control of the ball in your defense, and it can lead to problematic opportunities as Vitali just manages to miss, and that is a mistake by Motion, and it's credited to the Knights. Unfortunately for Jay, Prosperity is able to follow that one up, but it looked as though for a second they might miss it.
Yeah, Jay, let's just call it, he was sharing the love, wanted to get Prosperity some offensive points, gives him that goal, he'll take the assist. The Knights now have a 2-goal buffer.
Yeah, and that 2-goal buffer is definitely something they want to work with. It was arguably what was the cause of their problems in the last game, was having the 2-goal deficit, and now they're causing that 2-goal deficit for Eclipse as Prosperity takes it over one, gets a good block on the last, looking to steal the 100 boost pad. Jay might also look to steal a potential 100 boost pad, but gives it to Motion to take, and that can be risky. But instead, Prosperity following up, Vitali left in goal, almost like a deer trapped in headlights, but turns it around, manages to make the save, and now looking to transition it back out, manages to get the boost. Fortunately for him, spawns at the perfect perfect time. Still looking to follow, but Jay up early, managing to get the block out there. Motion looking to put it off of the sidewall, and it could be dangerous if Prosperity can't get the greatest of clears, but it's strong enough to take it off of the top of Vitali, and now is going to look to keep going with it. But instead, Vitali turning at midfield, opting to cut the rotation slightly, and it's a misplay from him again, and this could be nice, getting the double touch. It almost is, but Motion managing to get the save out and the clear, and takes away and relieves that pressure.
Yeah, after that mistake, I thought we were going to see a sure goal from the Knights, but Motions with the great defense, and Vitali with the great offense, putting it in on the other end.
And Jay, the risky clear out, could see Vitali coming, opts not to go for the sidewall, instead trying to push it straight downfield, and instead it's into the path of Vitali, who makes no mistakes whatsoever. And now the game closing ever so slightly, and it really does feel like the opposite of game number one. The same thing's happening, but just to the opposite teams now.
Yeah, the Eclipse, playing on their back heels, are finally starting to get into their own. They are getting offensive chances, and they are loving it. The Knights looking like they need to make a stop now if they're going to stay in this game, despite being ahead.
And that is the way you want to do it, but Prosperity with the save coming through, needed to make it. That was crucial, but that is a mistake, and it is credited Motion with a phenomenal pass from Vitali and an open goal as nobody on defense and nobody ready.
Yeah, I don't know where the Knights were going on this play. Vitali looked like he was going to maybe back pass the ball, but he just turns on it, gets a perfect pass to his teammate, and now we are tied up.
We are, and now the Knights are going to be shaking ever so slightly as we see a few more errors start to come through from them. Jay now looking for the ground pinch, not managing to get it as Motion gets it over, and Vitali has put it over one, looking to follow. It's going to be good enough, but no, because Jay comes in with a monster save. Motion now popping it over onto the sidewall, looking for the touch off of the backboard. It's going to be Vitali looking for the shot, and now Jay, if he can transition out, might be able to beat Motion. It goes over him anyway. Vitali popping it over to the side, and now Prosperity chasing a good 50, but Motion with zero boost isn't going to be able to get the goal before I think the overtime mark hits, and now it's looking like we're likely to see overtime in game number 2 in what looked like an assured Knights victory early on in this game.
Yeah, the Knights not able to keep their lead, not able to put this game away, and now the Eclipse have the opportunity to take the 2-0, but the Knights, let's see if they can get into their early game form here with a flick. That's going to be in. Prosperity is going to take game 2, and now we have a tied series.
Yeah, and the Knights wasted absolutely no time getting that goal in the overtime. They said, 10 seconds? No, we don't need it. We'll take 9. And they did not want to risk allowing Eclipse to progress onto any form of offense. Their kickoff was brilliant, and their transition onto the offense from the kickoff was equally as brilliant. Really put Eclipse in a detrimental situation for them. And this is good. This is the response that the Knights needed. And we said it last game that all they actually needed to do was minimize the mistakes they were making, and maybe they would be able to close out this Eclipse team. And they did exactly that.
Yeah, we saw 7 goals get scored, but not a lot of mistakes coming from either team. Every time it seemed like there was a mistake, we saw a goal. So in the course of 5 minutes, they made 7 mistakes between the two of them. That is a hard way to play Rocket League between these two teams. I do not know what to expect going forward. These two teams are very evenly matched, and this is going to be very good going forward.
Yeah, and this was all to play for the Knights, because the Knights, they have something to prove in this game. The Knights want to turn around and say, right, we're going to do to you what you did to us. And that first game, that started looking a little bit rocky for that situation, because the Eclipse came out so strong that it looked like we could be seeing a repeat of the 3-1 that we saw in the last playoffs. But now the Knights, even though it's 1-1 in the game, it's worth saying the Knights definitely look like they're going to be heading into game number 3 with that momentum, with that pressure, both offensively and defensively, coming through onto this Eclipse team, because the way they ended out that game, even though they lost that 2-goal deficit and took it to an overtime and it looked a little bit shaky, they still looked so strong and as if they were never going to falter.
Yeah, they looked really strong in the beginning, waned a little bit in the middle and toward the end, but didn't even give the Eclipse the chance to keep their momentum. Motion's gonna take that momentum right back and open up the scoring in this game. First time they've scored the first goal in this series.
Yeah, and that was a great flick. The angle was fantastic. It looked as though the infield pass was going to come. It baited out that final defender to go for the demolition as opposed to taking up that back post rotation spot. And that is inevitably what ended up breaking down the defense for the Knights, as now Jay just tripping up Prosperity ever so slightly. Motion looking to take this out. It's a good 50, and the bumps coming through from Jay onto his own teammate is going to lead to an open goal, but not strong enough for Vitali to get anything decent coming his way. And now as Jay gets it out, manages to pick up that 100, forces it over to the sidewall, might be looking for an infield pass now to Prosperity, is indeed looking for that, as Prosperity looking for the potential double touch, not the pass he would want to himself though, as Vitali, I'm not sure that's where he wanted to pinch it, but nevertheless, it's worked for him as the ball forced over to the Knights corner. And now it's Jay left trying to get it out, but straight into the path of Vitali, who now might be having an open goal thanks to Prosperity going for that big boost pad again. And that, do you think, Mobags, that is something that this Knights team need to stop doing?
I would definitely say they need to stop doing it. They nearly get scored on every time it happens. And now the Eclipse are going to put another one in. That's another goal for Motions, and they have the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and that came off of the back of, shall we just say, a poor advancement from the Knights team on the offense. And I think it's fair to say it all started with Prosperity going for that boost pad. Now, it might seem like the most minor of details in the game of Rocket League. However, that just tripped up all rotations and all pressure from the Knights team, and when they were eventually forced to go out on rotation, it just looked a little bit janky, shall we say. Not really as you would expect, but a good demo coming through takes away one of the attackers, and Motion really has given his own team a lifeline. There needs to get up before Prosperity does so, gets a good 50 as well. It's going to force Jay to be in a potential 2v1, but manages to get the flick over one. Motion now might just look to boom it out. Prosperity is there though to cut it out early, looking for the midfield touch. Isn't going to challenge Motion, has zero boost, doesn't want to risk it, as the pinch plays potentially coming through from Vitali and Motion, and Vitali forced to clear it off into the corner wall just to make sure that counter-attacking opportunity doesn't arise today.
Yeah, and it really seems like this game doesn't change between games. It changes between minutes and seconds. It's hard to tell who is going to be on top at any given moment in this game. Right now, it's the Eclipse, but at any moment, Jay or Prosperity could turn it on, and we could see a change up in this game's dynamic.
Yeah, and it's something that, like you say, it hasn't been a game-by-game thing. It really has been a minute-by-minute thing, and even a second-by-second. We saw the overtime last game going the way of the Knights, even though for the past 30 seconds of that match, they were kind of being walked over by Eclipse, but it didn't really make any difference to them. But that is a risky pass off the sidewall by Prosperity straight into the path of Motion, and now Jay doing exactly the same thing, but straight into the path of Vitali. And now it's just a battle between these two as they are fighting for possession of the ball. Motion's able to get the second touch, baits out Prosperity, and it's good enough to cause the third goal going the way of Eclipse. And that was definitely a defensive error on the half of Prosperity.
Yeah, Motion's not really doing anything too special in the corner. Got a kind of iffy touch then, a touch out to his teammate. Prosperity with the Feels backflip or Feels side flip, not able to make a stop on what should have been a sure clear for them.
Yeah, but Jay responding with a killer shot, and that is the patience that you really need when it comes to Rocket League. That knowledge to, instead of just smash it against the sidewall, smash it against the backboard and hope for a pass to your teammate, instead you take that small touch, set yourself up for what you know is going to be an absolute boomer of a shot. And Jay does it so perfectly multiple times in games of Prosperity now with the ball, but doesn't really take any control of it, it must be said. Just kind of gives away possession as Jay missing the ball, but Prosperity is slow on the follow. Doesn't matter, Vitality had the best opportunity to take control, and a good pinch sends it into the defensive sections for this Knights team, and they're going to have a problem facing this one off as Prosperity drops it straight to Vitali, and Motion is there on the infield but can't find the goal, and Prosperity launching it upfield, hoping Jay is able to get the touch off the backboard. It's a good one, and Prosperity has the chance and finds it underneath the crossbar.
The tight angle shot coming through for Prosperity. Just snuck that one inside the post. That is a great shot, and the Knights narrow the deficit down to 1. Are we seeing another momentum shift in this game?
We very much could be. I am very much enjoying the way these two are fighting against each other. It's like gladiators in an arena at this point in time. Jay with a phenomenal pass down. Prosperity did not read it well enough, and now Vitality is going to be allowed to transition. It's going to be a one-on-one. Passes it in field motion, trying to doink it, but this is going to be the goal they need. They're going to tie up the game.
Yeah, they're going to tie this game up. I'm not sure who actually cut that pass off, and I see now it was Prosperity. That is a great read. Leaving his net is a risky proposition, but he makes it pay off, and now we've got another tie game.
Yeah, and this is the resilience of the Knights shining through right now. Like the Warriors they're named after, these guys are not giving up at all, and the Eclipse looks to be dawning and looks to set on this Eclipse team right now as they are struggling to stay in this game, and Knights just battling again and again and again, but Motion with the redirect, shutting me up completely. What a pass, what a play.
Motion with the best touch he could have gotten. That was surely getting saved, but Motion with the amazing redirect is going to get that one in. If you're at home, make sure you clip that. That is a play of the week contender if I've ever seen one.
That really is, but again, Prosperity still looking to keep these plays alive. These guys, they are trading yet a game has not had less than 7 goals scored in it. That just says the sheer shooting abilities of these two teams. As Prosperity puts it high, Jay looking for the redirect, isn't able to get the angle. Now Prosperity looking to challenge Motion, does so. Jay needs to get a good turn, gets a good block on Vitali, and Prosperity is going to be the man almost gifted with the opportunity. Looks to go for that 100 boost pattern. Jay over the top. Jay, 3 seconds left. You can't do that.
Prosperity looking like he's going to turn on this ball. Jay says, get out of the way. Let me do it. He puts it in. We've got a tied game, nearly 0 seconds. We're surely going to see overtime. I don't think they can score here.
I don't think they can score, but with the way this Knights team is playing, they want to. And I think if Jay has had his wish there, he probably would have got it. But what do you think? Could we see another goal in under 10 seconds?
Well, I surely hope not, because you're in the middle of passing it to me, but Vitali looks poised to do it. Gets broken up. This is very exciting. I don't know who is going to score or who is going to come out on top, but it's very important that one of them does. It'll be huge in the coming games.
Yeah, will be absolutely huge. And I think if the Knights come out on top of this, I think we could be seeing a potential 3-1, because at this rate, we said that they were going into this with the momentum of that last game, and it would be interesting to see how they deal with and how they remain equipped to deal with that remaining pressure. But this now, Jay has the opportunity to make it. That score, but passes off the backboard straight to Prosperity, and Knights are taking game number 3. They go 2-1 in the series.
Jay could have put this one on target, but he knew better. Prosperity trailing that play is going to put that one home for the Knights. And now the Knights looked like they were in trouble. They came back, and they are the ones that put it away in overtime. They have the 2-1 series lead. We are going to game 4, and we are on match point against the Eclipse.
Yeah, and this is impressive, because we gave a nod to Jay's ability to remain patient, especially when he was close to goal. We saw beforehand that we saw the little doink for one of the first goals that he scored. The little doink, and then the great self-setup to get the boomer of a shot. And then on that last goal, we saw the complete reverse. He had the opportunity to potentially go for the shot, instead opts for that pass infield, and that is exactly what broke down Eclipse. Eclipse expecting that shot to come in, instead hits the side wall because they're trying to get that save, takes a man out, and Prosperity just coming in to clean up. But it's worth noting that this Eclipse unit, they have the 4th worst playoff appearance percentage. There's 27% roughly in playoffs of all franchises. And now that's a bad stat, and that's a stat that could be further decreased if this continues going the way of the Knights. But we saw what Eclipse were able to do in that first game. We saw how they were able to play. Do you think if they can reset mentally, that they can come back from this?
Oh, absolutely. The Eclipse, we've seen flashes of greatness, and we've seen them be able to carry a game. We haven't seen them do it consistently, and that is what needs to change. They need to get the lead and stay on top and in the lead in order to prove that they have a chance, and they're going to need to do that here, and they're going to have to do it twice in a row.
Yeah, and if these guys stick to the script that we gave them beforehand, maybe we'll see a game 5 in the makings. But I'm pretty sure if the Knights have anything to say about it, they will be saying, no, thank you. Let me just close this out. Let's just finish this game. As Jay looks for a pass through to Prosperity. Prosperity getting 50'd with Motion, and now Vitali has the opportunity to find Motion. Motion jumping a little bit too early. This could be dangerous for Vitali, and it is going to be dangerous. Motion needs to get this clear. Gets a good touch over to the sidewall. Gets it past one. Jay is going to be able to get back easily enough, can pick up the 100 as well, and pretty much has the room to do with as he pleases. But Prosperity slow to take it out, gets demoed for his efforts. Now it's just going to be Jay versus the two. Gets a great flick. That's a boomer of a flick as Prosperity looks to try and read it, gets a pass off to Jay. Jay smart enough to turn immediately, but the ball in field is not going to be met by Prosperity, who has 0 boost to work with, but so does Motion. Gets a good flick over to Vitali. Now it's going to be Vitali versus Jay, but Jay is going to be the only one chasing that as Motion puts it underneath him, and Prosperity picks up the 100. And now Jay just getting in his way, but the demo coming through. That was one of the luckiest calculated goals I think I'm ever going to see.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing. Prosperity bumps his teammate, normally a bad thing, but he runs straight into Vitali, gets the demo, and that is as free of a goal as we are going to see tonight.
Yeah, that is the epitome of RNG and luck mixed with brilliant decision-making and reaction time, because Jay being bumped there, it looked like he had absolutely no possibility. I'm going to get cut off. Oh my word, Motion. I don't know how you have managed to get that goal from there, popping it over one, and then Vitali coming through with the bump, and Motion managing to clean that up. 1 apiece, and this is a game of goals that just doesn't look like they should be scored.
Yeah, I said that the last goal was the most free goal we were going to see, but Motions proves me wrong. That one was even more free with help from Vitality clearing out the goalie and Motions putting the moves on.
And a dangerous pass off of the own top corner of your goal by Vitali. He's not going to want to do that, and he's definitely not going to want to do it again. But this one goes the way of Jay. Jay's able to put it up high, but Vitali can get the clear, picks up the 100 as well. But Prosperity is there earlier. Motion looking to find Vitali. Vitali could take control of this. This could be a great potential goal, and it might just be. But Jay managing to get the save, and that was great decision-making from Jay. Great patience, not going up too early, not going up to challenge Vitali. We know how easy it is to get baited in when a player is up high like that and doesn't do so. Gets credited with the save and manages to keep this game at 1 apiece. But Mobags, do we think this is going to be the goal fest that we saw in previous games, or is this one going to be a bit more calculated from the teams? It's looking a bit more calculated at the moment.
Definitely looking more calculated. A lot on the line for both teams right now. The Knights don't want to see a game 5, and the Eclipse don't want to go home. Which one of those goals or which one of those motivations is going to be the deciding factor as Vitali puts a great shot, but a great save coming out from Prosperity keeps us tied.
Yeah, it is absolutely great. And Motion getting the accidental bump onto Jay means Jay's going to be slow getting back. Doesn't matter. Ball's going to be credited to him. He might look for the air dribble now. He's going to get it. Might look for the flip reset as well. Gets that and gets a touch over. But Vitali, knowing he's got the flip reset, manages to get the block in time. Prosperity now needs to get the pass back in to Jay. Jay getting the block onto Vitali. Now Prosperity looking for the shot. Back flips. But Jay is going to be coming over potentially the top of Vitali. Instead looks to drop back down and try and take control, trying to bait out Vitali for the block. And the miss coming through from Prosperity, but Jay is there for the defense. Vitali off the sidewall, but it's not going to be met by anybody except this Knights team. And 1 apiece, 1:20 left, and these guys just aren't scoring as I say that. The dunk coming through from Motion as they take the lead to try and tie up this series.
Yeah, it looks like we've seen Prosperity do that quite a bit. He'll make a play low on boost, hope that Jay's there to take it, but this time the Eclipse make him pay. They're going to take the lead, and I was also about to say this game is starting to settle down and they're coming into their own, but that's a huge mistake for Prosperity as we see Jay try to get another flip reset goal, not going to get it, but Prosperity there to follow his lead. He puts that one in. That's 2 goals for him and 2 goals for the Knights.
Yeah, Prosperity here was given so much time. It almost felt like he was given an entire game's worth of time there just to go up, casually go up and say, well, you know, this is going to be a relatively easy shot for me. I don't really think there's going to be too much issue here. And a player of his caliber, you always expect them to score. Motion trying to get the pass down to Vitali. Jay now might be looking in, but instead getting the ceiling shot, looking also for the dunk onto Vitali, but Vitali putting it underneath him as Motion is going to need to take this. A little bit slow to react. That's really not the kind of position you want to be in. Good bump coming the way of Prosperity, but Vitali continuing to reverse after the bump, hoping he's able to get something. Motion here will be able to get the save on this, looking to not give possession over too easily, but gives it straight into the path of Prosperity, but Vitali up early. Prosperity is going to be able to take control of this. Well, let's put it over to the sidewall. Motion is there first, and with 0 boost, Prosperity is going to have a bit of a hard time dealing with this one, and is completely, as Jay comes over the top, and still with 0 boost, now picking up the pads, able to get back into this play. Good demo coming out. It's going to be a 2v1. Motion forcing it off onto the roof as the clock ticks down. We could be seeing another overtime game here.
Yeah, with everything on the line, that one almost goes in, but not quite. Overtime. Who is going home and who wants us to keep playing?
Yeah, that is exactly how it feels. Both of these guys, they are not giving up. There is no lackluster to their performances right now as another demo comes through, and you can almost feel the tension and the aggression coming through from these two teams as Vitali takes it over the top of one. Jay, not the greatest touch, but it's good enough to take it past where Vitali was expecting it to go, and now the flick over one. It's gonna be a 1v1. Can Jay be the victor? Yes, he can! And the Knights take the game. They take the series 3-1. They have their revenge.
With everything on the line, Jay buries it. That's his first goal of this game, and it is the biggest one of the night. The Knights take this series. They are moving on, and hats off to the Eclipse. That was a great match to watch, despite the outcome for them. They're going to get booted out 3-1. A great stand from them. I don't know what else to say. That was an amazing series to watch.
It was an absolutely incredible series. There isn't too much to say about it. Eclipse might have gone 3-1 as a loss, but that doesn't mean to say that was reflective of the performance they gave. These two teams battled it out. They gave the sweat and probably the tears in Eclipse's world, because that was so heartbreaking to lose when you've put in a performance like that. It's just such a shame. It's an absolute killer. But these guys gave us a phenomenal performance for our last match of the day, and there is nothing more I would have preferred to see. But guys, just remember, it doesn't end today, okay? Tomorrow we are back again with more fantastic lineups. So for those of you who have managed to get the time to come in to view what this org has to offer, what this minor league esports has to showcase in terms of teams, in terms of abilities, if you want to get involved, then do so, because this is the kind of level, this is the kind of play that we can see here, and you've seen it can be incredible.
Yeah, incredible, no doubt. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for watching. That is going to do it for us tonight. We will be heading off, but we will be back tomorrow for more first round playoff action. I can't believe that this was the first round. It was so great to watch. Thank you again for everybody to coming out. Thank you to our sponsors, Balls Garana and Power A. And with that, we will see you next time.